Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to a match preview, Liverpool versus Southampton, to what is now not really a huge game, but I suppose mathematically we can still win something, can't we? We can still get top four mathematically, but also we're competing for Europa League, we're competing for Europa Conference League. It's not going great, but it is what it is, do you know what I mean? We're still here to talk about the games, we're here to talk about a few different topics as well. We're going to start off with the game, but before we do, and before I say hello to the chat, shout out to yourselves. We have a sponsor of this video. Thank you to the sponsor of this video, Lebom. Wait there, I messed it up. Lebom are sponsoring this video. Lebom is a predictor app where you and your mates can compete against each other predicting the weekend's Premier League games and also make a little bit of change in the process, yeah? Making a little bit of change. Simply set up a private group, predict your scores, invite your friends and set your stake. And it's still betting, but it gives a more banter and adds a more competitive element to all of the Premier League fixtures. So, for example, me, I'll even get a little clip up that I've got right now. I'm in a league with Saeed, Lee Chappie and a few others. This is our group right here. Hopefully you can still hear me and it hasn't muted me. Once you go into the game, this is your leaderboard. Then if you scroll across, that's your predictions. And then furthermore, that's your graph. Also, you can have a look in the chat. So there's man like Lee Chappie. Let me send him a little message back. Yes, Lee fella, easy brother. Send that in reply to my mate. And then boom, it's as easy as that. Once you've got that sorted, boom, top link in the description. Go and download that. And also, it gives meaning to what is now a meaningless season. So, for example, Liverpool, if you're a Liverpool fan, Tottenham fans, Arsenal fans, I see you, we're all in the same boat. So now it gives the rest of my season just a little bit of meaning. Top link in the description. Go and check that out. And anyway, let's get into today's preview. People, make sure that you're always getting involved in the chat in terms of the scorelines and stuff like that. Tomorrow, Liverpool play Southampton, 8:15. A game that, to be honest with you, I just want 3 points simply for the fact that it's more... There's something annoying about competing for top four. There's something annoying about having a race constantly in the season and losing games. So, for example, when we got knocked out of the Champions League by Real Madrid, that was a very annoying feeling. But there's still something just very, very annoying. I don't know about all yous, but there's still something very, very annoying about losing a game that actually means absolutely nothing. Now, let me tell you what I mean. This is the Minamino derby at the end of the day. Even though Minamino's not playing, this is the Minamino derby. And this is one of them games where, yeah, top four's unlikely. I don't think we're going to get top four. I think it's kind of out of reach right now. I think it's been out of reach for a while. However, if we win this game, then we win our next game, then we win the game after that, and then we win the game after that, we can at least go out of this season with our heads held high, knowing that at least we went down fighting, at least we ended what was a shit season in a very good way. And to be honest with you, all of our remaining games, except Manchester United, we should be winning them. We absolutely categorically should be winning them. Even Man United, I still think, in a one-off game, you really should be able to give them your best go and not be missing chances the way that you have. That's the one thing that's going to haunt Liverpool in this game. I don't care about how good or crap Southampton have been. As a matter of fact, here's a few match stats going into the game. Southampton have lost 8 of their last 9 away matches in the Premier League. Liverpool have kept a clean sheet in their last 4 home matches against Southampton in all competitions. There have been under 2.5 goals scored in 8 of Liverpool's last 10 home games. Just a few of them stats alone, and listen, stats are for mugs, and I don't look too much into stats. Some of them stats alone says that we should beat Southampton. I say F the stats, and we should just be beating Southampton anyway. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. They've got injuries within their squad. They haven't got Danny Ings up front. Minamino isn't even available. And here's the thing about Minamino. He had the first few games that was alright and it was sound. But then once a while went by, for me, Minamino hasn't even been playing. He's been dropped to the bench. This is the same player who did get bodied by a bunch of 17-year-olds when we played Aston Villa. Don't forget this. So, if he's not playing, I suppose I'm happy about that, because yes, he can chip in with a moment of quality, he can get a goal, but he's not someone who's consistent from the looks of things at the moment. So with no Danny Ings, no Minamino, and a few of their squad depth is now depleted, all the more so than what it already was. that means that we really should go ahead and win this game, no doubt about it. Puskas says, I think Mane should be benched for Southampton. It's pissed me off how he's been getting starts purely on reputation. Now, do you know what? I understand that frustration, and we're going to get into the lineup prediction and whatnot in a bit. But Puskas, you're right, my mate. It's one of them things where we've saw at many moments this season where Klopp just does show that he has his favourites, and I don't want that to hurt Klopp in the long run. I don't want it to hurt his reputation, because he's shown when he builds a squad that needs improving, and he commits and he knows that the squad needs improving, he will improve the team. He is a good manager. He knows how to work with certain type of players. But the one thing I don't want him to do, just because he's got a relationship with the likes of Firmino, Mane, Salah, I don't want these to get guaranteed spots in the squad just because they've won a Premier League, just because they've won a Champions League, because they're not the same people who won them things. Does that make sense? So that's the way I see it. So I absolutely understand the frustration. Big up to everyone who's in the chat. How dare you, Louis? How dare you? Can I ask why you don't agree? Oh, I thought you said I look like Dan James. The amount of people that says that I look like Dan James is a travesty. I'm offended, mate. But no, I think it's one of them. By the way, people, as well, I'm going to go through a few of them predictions on the Lebom app at the end of this video, as well as the score prediction for the game. Any final thoughts before I get into the lineup prediction? To be honest with you, it's a must 3 points. We know we're going to play better, but what's it going to come down to? It's going to come down to whether we can take our chances. Because how many times have we walked out on Anfield or away from home, and then it turns out to be just an affair where Liverpool are the better team. We pass more of the ball, we keep the possession more so. But once it comes to actually taking our chances, that's where it affects us. Because we can be 1-0 up for 90 minutes, but we know once it gets into them final 10 minutes, 5 minutes at a time of the game, that's where you make or break again, because you can go all out. It doesn't matter, you've got nothing to lose. And facing a team that's got nothing to lose is a very dangerous thing, and we put ourselves in that position a lot. We're not getting ourselves 2 or 3-0 clear. We're scoring 1 goal. And we won't defend, but we just can't get it in the back of the net again. That's our main problem. So, Puskas has also just said thoughts on the leaked home kit. I'll talk about that. I'll actually get that in my notes, because I want to talk about a few things in this video. Consider this like a live Redmond roundup, but it is a match preview. Also, in future, I want to get people on the match preview, so let me know any guests that you may want me to actually involve in the channel, whether it's Nick, shout out to Nick, LFC, Saint TV, go and subscribe to him if you haven't already, Conroy, Darren, anyone, Callum from Coppish, I'll get them on the channel. Thoughts on the new leaked jersey? Right, I've got that written down. Puskas, mate, so I'll make sure to talk about that later on in the stream. Let's get into lineup prediction, and people in the chat, let me know what you think. We'll actually get this lineup done together as a family, and let's do it. Formation. Now, I've heard a lot of debate over the past couple of weeks, really, about whether Liverpool should maybe change and whether they should adapt to their situation in terms of changing the formation. Now, 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-3 are the two formations and the two systems that haven't really worked for Liverpool this season. That's based on how we've played. So I don't really care what formation we go with. For me, I think if we're going to change the system completely, do that next season. We don't have to do that now, because again, there's not much to play for unless there's a true meaning behind what Klopp wants to do in changing the system, whether he wants to change it tactically. That's when I'm all for it. But if you're just doing it to get more players on the pitch, I don't know. I'm just going to go with a 4-3-3 for the sake of things. So yeah, my goalkeeper is Alisson, of course. My back four is going to be Robertson, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Kabak and Nat Phillips. And also, good news, Nat Phillips is fit for this game, which is music to my ears, because you don't want to see Fabinho back in that centre-back role. You want to see him in the number 6. And we'll talk about the midfield in a sec, but that's the back 5 that I would go with. If anyone has any interjections of what you would change there, let me know in the chat. I don't know if I would really change too much. I think that's the best back 4 we can go with right now. It's the most stable back 4. Kabak and Nat Phillips, they very much certainly built a partnership together. So I think that's what we stick with. But let me know what you think. I don't care what formation we play, just want to win. We all want to win. Listen, Owen, we all want to win the game, of course we do. But it's about setting up your team to lead to win the game. If Konate comes next season, we should play a 3-4-3. Again, there's many possibilities on who we sign and how we change our system going forward. But for right now, I think you just go with, even though it hasn't been working, I think you just stick with the 4-3-3. And if you want to rotate. But mathematically, there's still things for Liverpool to play for, so we're still going to go all out. Ben Davies needs game time, says Salah Season. I think Ben Davies' opportunity of getting a game, whether it's in the Premier League or whether it's in the Cup games or the Champions League, it's gone, it's over. All the games that I said, and there's been games over recent weeks that I've said, start Ben Davies, give him a chance, why not? But it's one of them things where when you actually talk about Ben Davies and the role that he's had to play in this club, he was literally bought just to be an option, just in case we had another one of them crises that we had at the beginning of the season, in case Kabak dropped down, in case Nat Phillips dropped down. He was just another number. You can see Klopp doesn't rate him, otherwise he'd be in the team. In fact, it doesn't even surprise me if Klopp rates Reece Williams above Ben Davies. It does not surprise me. And Ben Davies was supposed to be this great centre-back coming from the Championship, a lot of quality to his name, and that's just not what he ended up being. And it's not his fault. But to expect him to start any games for the remainder of the season, I think would just be a little bit... It'd be asking too much. So I do agree, it would have been nice to see Ben Davies play at some point, but I don't know about going forward if that's going to be the case. Anyway, midfield, so that's the back five. Alisson, Fabinho. Alisson, Robbo, Trent, Kabak and Nat Phillips. Midfield, I'm going to go with Fabinho, James Milner and Thiago. As a matter of fact, no. I'm going to go with Gini Wijnaldum instead of James Milner. Now, let me explain. The lineup for the United game was going to be James Milner, Thiago and Fabinho. I want that midfield. If you're not going to start Curtis Jones, if you're not going to give, let's say, Naby Keita a run out because you want to maybe save him till next season, that's all right. But James Milner can't be playing game in, game out. And I think, actually, I would prefer a James Milner, his level-headedness, his leadership, in a game like Man United, which we're playing on Thursday. Play this game against Southampton. Start Gini Wijnaldum, who hasn't been in the greatest of form, but if there's a game where he can show a little bit of quality, it's a depleted Southampton team. And I think James Milner, like I said, he's more of an asset to the United game than what Gini would be. You don't drop Thiago. Let me tell you that now, and let me tell you that for free. Thiago has been on another level over the past few weeks. He's been the best midfielder, and that's saying a lot when Fabinho's been there. And when I say past few weeks, past 2 games, we haven't played a lot of games over the past few weeks. So, Thiago starts, and you get Fabinho in there as well. Thiago and Fabinho, they're literally building a partnership as we speak. So when you talk about Thiago and Fabinho, keep playing them together. These are 2 world-class midfielders, 2 of the best in the world, and get them playing. Get James Milner in there for the leadership side of things that we don't have while Henderson is out injured. And then, mate, get that combination going, and I think that's a winning team. But for this one game, Gini Wijnaldum, get him in there. Get him in there with Thiago, get him in there with Fabinho, and that completes the midfield. Let me know what you think on what you would maybe change. Would you start James Milner? Would you even give Naby Keita a run out? Would you give Curtis Jones, who, by the way, has done nothing wrong in the slippery slightest at any moment of this season, really? He's been one of our more better, outstanding performers. So why isn't he getting a chance? What would you do? Even Dara says here, Curtis Jones has been better than Thiago on a consistent basis. Maybe you're right. At the same time, Thiago's played a lot more football, so I don't know about that. Over recent weeks, we can't judge, because Curtis hasn't been playing. Got a hair in my mouth, fucking hell. My hair, I'm a molt, mate. I'm like a dog, I'm molt. Anyway, what did you think about the fine apparently given from the Super League? We're going to talk about that, Milan, at the end of the stream for sure. My midfield is Fabinho, Thiago and Milner. I think that will give us maybe the best performance, and that is why I would go with probably James Milner over Gini Wijnaldum. But I think Klopp will look at it from a rest point of view. He doesn't want anyone to drop down like a fly before the end of the season. So he's going to rest James Milner. He's going to give Gini Wijnaldum a chance, because we know Gini's reliable in terms of at least being available. But Gini hasn't been in great form. So I get why people wouldn't want to involve Gini in this game at the very least. Salah says Keita needs to discover his form. I think next season is where Keita will find his form. I think that's when Klopp's going to go, do you know what? I'm going to involve you now. I think you can add something to this team. Hopefully, we get to see that combination of a Fabinho, Thiago and Keita. But then again, you're then losing Henderson or someone. So I don't know how much faith there is for Keita, but he's really going to have to step up performance-wise if he is going to get in this team, whether it's this season, next season, doesn't really matter. If he can't get into a Liverpool team where there is no Henderson and there is a few other players and the squad is depleted, how does he get into a more fit Liverpool squad where hopefully we'll have invested as well? I don't know. I am losing interviews watching. I am losing interest watching us play, to be honest. I'm just watching because it's Liverpool. I don't watch because I hope we win. Let's get to next season already. Nah, listen, mate. Absolutely understand it. Absolutely understand. That's why, if you're over 18, then download Lebom, because it'll give you a meaning to what is now a meaningless season for all of us. Top link in the description. Anyway, let me get back to what I was going to say. So, front three. So, the lineup so far, Alisson in goal. Left back, I go with Robbo. Right back, Trent. Centre backs, Kabak and Nat Phillips. And then further forward in the midfield, we go with Fabinho, Thiago and Gini. And then my front three is going to be... See, I would go with Jota, Firmino and Salah. Reasons being, and you know my reasons if you watch this channel, Sadio Mane is just out of confidence. You can give him 10 chances in the game, unless it's literally one-on-one. Like, for example, the Leeds game where it was harder to miss than to score. That's the only way he's going to get a goal. And I understand Diogo Jota has not been in the greatest form himself, but he's still been in better form than Mane. He still gives a different element of attacking to the game. So that's why I go with that front three. I think Firmino has more to offer as well. That being said, I'm not completely against the 4-2-3-1 and playing all four of them. However, I just don't know if that's the way forward. But don't be surprised to see that, though, people. I can tell you now, yeah, it does not surprise. Klopp, right now, could change the game so much. Tactically, lineup-wise, I don't know what he's going to do, but that's the lineup that I think he's going to go with. So I'm going to get that on the screen for you in a sec. But shout out to William Rigby, who says, quick question, who would you prefer to win in the Champions League final, Man City or Chelsea? Keep up the good work. Well, actually, I was going to talk about the Europa League games that's been going on, the Champions League games, but William, since you got in there first, I want Man City to win the Champions League, but I think Chelsea will win the Champions League. Let me know in the chat who you think is going to claim that. But anyway, let me just get the lineup in here dead quick. Also, go and follow me Instagram if you haven't already. There it is right there. I forgot to put that banner up. So, Ali in goal. Robertson. I'm getting the lineup just so you can visibly see it. Robbo. Nat Phillips. Kabak. Trent. Fab. Gini. Thiago. And then the front three of Jota, Firmino and Salah. Salah is undroppable, so you start Salah every game at the end of the day. Out to yourself for the super chat, goes a long way to the channel, brother. That's the lineup that I would go with. Let me know what you would go with in the chat. Troy says we're not being fined. Oh, I'm going to talk about the fines and all that in a minute. People are saying Man City. If you're a Liverpool fan, surely you do want Man City to win it. Unless you're a young Liverpool fan, then maybe you might hate Man City more because they've been, over the past 10 years, more of a competitive rival than Chelsea. But I just don't want Chelsea winning absolutely nothing in this world. No game it is meaningless, not to Klopp. At least he is always planning. Damn it, you're very right. Very good point there, brother. 100%. Klopp is always planning ahead, and that's the thing. Even though a lot of us fans might have gave up on this season, Klopp hasn't. And I believe there's something deep down in Klopp that probably still thinks that we can still get top four. I don't think that's going to happen, but I think Klopp might think that's a possibility. People, make sure you smash the likes if you haven't already. Subscribe. Also, a few more things that I want to talk about. Well, actually, the score prediction. Let me know your score predictions in the chat for the Liverpool-Southampton game. I'm going to say... It's just telling me it's going to be another draw, you know. Like, I don't know what it is, people. Like, I don't want to be a negative Nancy, but based on evidence, we're most likely only gonna score a goal. And even though they haven't got Danny Ings, and even though they haven't got Minamino, who's to say Che Adams won't? Who's to say that friggin' their goalkeeper won't come up in a 93rd minute and score a foot? It would be this season. I'm not going to jinx it, so I'm going to touch wood. But, mate, it would be this season for some bollocks like that. So we need to go out. We need to have a Crystal Palace. Be clinical. Take our chances. Get 2-0 in the first half. Make it game over. When is Liverpool this season, besides Palace and maybe Wolves? When have we just killed a game? It's really happened, like, at least in the league. It's very, really, really happened. Channon says 2-1. Shout out to Channon, always on these streams. Matthew says 5-1. Oh, no, 3-1, sorry. Someone did say 5-1, though. Oh, no, 5-0, even though that's not nil, it's nil. Ammon says 2-0 Liverpool. 3-2 Liverpool. 6-1 Liverpool. Shall we see what Saeed and Lee Chappie said on the Lebom app, because we've all made our predictions, so I'm actually interested to see what they think the score's going to be. Okay, so they've gone with 2-0. They've gone with what? They've gone with 2-0. Do you know what? I'm going to say 2-0 as well. I'm going to say 2-0 to Liverpool. Hopefully, surely our finishing cannot be as bad in this game than it has been in recent weeks. Surely it's got to at least go up a level. With everything that's gone on as well, I'm just praying that gives the players just a little bit of an extra oomph to go forward and just not feel as nervous and not feel as shy in front of goal and just put that ball in the back of the net. And if we can do that, if we can get 2 goals, I believe we can maybe hold them off for a clean sheet, and that's why I'm going to go with 2-0. It's going to be an interesting game. It's a must-need 3 points, no doubt, but let's just hope we can get them 3 points. Mate, I have got a dry mouth like a motherfucker today. Here we go, smashed it. So what's next on the agenda? Let me have a look. Someone brought up a few things before. So obviously the finals, the Champions League finals, man. The preview is now over, so for people who are tuning in for the preview, shout out to yourselves. But Arsenal played Villarreal, got knocked out. Good evening, good evening, good evening. He returned, he destroyed, he conquered, and Unai Emery absolutely shat all over Arsenal, even though it was 0-0. It was just one of them games, mate. Mikel Arteta, he took off Aubameyang, which Aubameyang was like the biggest threat in the game. It was just it was like they were asking to get knocked out of the Europa League. They're not going to be competing in the Europa League next season, from what it seems. And I don't know, man. It just looks like it's dark times for Arsenal ahead. And listen, Arsenal fans, I've been there. I'm not trying to sympathise with you, but when you get into a position where we start feeling sorry for you, that's when you really need to start to worry. They need to get that owner out. They need to change a lot of things at that club. But at the same time, does Mikel Arteta keep his job? Let me know in the chat. I don't think he does. You know, at the end of the day, yes, it starts with Kroenke, but I believe another manager can do better with them players. And I'm not saying they've got a world-class squad, but to be 9th and 10th place, that's not on, mate. That is just not. You won the FA Cup last season. Apparently you're supposed to be this messiah, and you've gone on to basically achieve next to nothing in this season. And it was too soon to give him that job. It was too soon to think he was going to be the next Pep Guardiola. It was just all absolute bollocks. There's a little prediction from Puskas. Villarreal 2 and United 1. Main man Unai is his for Europa. Listen, mate, let me tell you this now, because obviously Man United dominated Roma in the first. Like, the game was over. Roma, granted, put up a little bit of a fight towards the end, but really we knew what was going to happen. It weren't going to be the greatest situation. So it was what it was. However, this is the way I see it. Puskas has a point, because United, even though they've been good at getting results and grinding out results, and that's how you win trophies, Unai Emery is just something different when it comes to Europe. However, I think when it comes to quality, Man United have more quality. I do think United will win, but I think it's like a 60-40. It's not a landslide. It's not like they're going to thrash them. And will Ole Gunnar Solskjaer be able to put in another performance like what they did against Roma in the first leg? Most likely not. But who knows, we will see. I'm saying Man United to win it, but it's going to be a close one for sure. If United lose that, and let's say we get top 4, this season I'll say it's a success. If United don't win a trophy, if Chelsea don't win a trophy, and we get top 4, boom. Oh, wait, shit, actually, Chelsea have got the FA Cup, never mind. What's the next thing I want to talk about? Oh, yeah, a little bit of breaking news. about actually like players' availability. So this came out earlier today, and it reads: Liverpool will lose Mo Salah over pre-season, as he will be participating in Egypt's Olympic tournament from July 23rd to August 8th. So let me read that again for those who missed it. Egypt are going to be competing in the Olympics in the summer from July 23rd to August 8th, and Mo Salah is obviously going to be taking part. But then he will also depart once more, along with Sadio Mane and Naby Keita, from January 9th and February 6th in 2022. So basically next summer, or next January, not only is he going for the Olympics this summer and missing pre-season, he's also going to go in January with Mane and Naby Keita to go and play for the countries. Now, over the past, it used to be like this. The AFCON did come mid-season. It was a problem when Mane first joined the club and all that, but for it to be happening now, and listen, Mane might not even be in the starting 11 next season, but it's still not an ideal situation to be in, and I'm not going to lie to you people, that concerns me. We're not going to have our top goal scorer over what's going to be a super busy period in January. At the end of the day, Salah's a massive player, and when we don't have him, we saw this season, we lose goals. All the more impetus to go out there and get a striker, because now we're going to be losing Mane, we're going to be losing Salah. Even in Klopp's eyes, even though Klopp might have these favourites to Salah and he might have these favourites to Mane, Klopp now needs to say to the board, no, I need a striker. We're not even going to have Salah. We're not even going to have Mane, so I need you to go out and spend. This is just one of them things. And even though people are saying Egypt won't go far, and that's a great point, Egypt might not do the greatest in the Olympics, granted, still doesn't help the situation when it gets to January. And it also means that we're going to need squad depth. We're still going to be most likely in the Europa League at the end of the day, so we're still going to have them added fixtures. But what do we do with them is what I'm sort of willing to see. Joshua says, buzzing for Trent to get nominated for the PFA Player of the Month and Liverpool's Player of the Month. The guy never gives up. Wait, what? Is he up as a nominee for the Premier League Player of the Month as well? Listen, it's fair enough. Trent has been absolutely fantastic over recent weeks, and it only won't be talked about because he was in bad form. And at the end of the day, I don't care about what a neutral says about Trent. I know what Trent brings to the table. I know he is still, if you don't say he's the best, he is still one of the best right-backs in world football. No doubt about it. So, it's one of them things where I love Trent. I've always backed him. Even that infamous moment in the Real Madrid game where I was giving him wax lyrical and then next thing you know, we made a mistake. I didn't take it back though, because I know he's going to become better from this. Trent has got one of them mentalities where he will become a better player. He will become stronger. In fact, he's got the best of both worlds, because he's already achieved so much at a young age, but he's still making mistakes. If you want to make mistakes, believe me, you want to make them young. And I'm acting like I'm a 50-year-old man, but if I want to make my mistakes in life, I'd prefer to make them now than in 10 years when I might have a family and I might be more deeper into my career and stuff like that. Trent is the same. When he's in his prime, he doesn't want to be making them same mistakes, so get them out the way now. And as you said, I didn't know he was nominated for the Premier League Player of the Month, but to get the Liverpool Player of the Month, absolutely understandable. Consistency, turning up, and actually being the most important player in games. Trent has been amazing, and yes, he might still make a mistake in the next game, but all this absolutely, categorically still stands. I love Trent all the way. But anyway, people, if you've got any questions you want to ask before I round up this stream, then let me know in the chat. How was your day, Hammer? Shout out to Jojo's always in the streams. Yeah, it's been alright, mate. Done a little recording for Callum's show, Callum's channel earlier. The Sanderson show, so that's going to be out soon. Go and check that out. Other than that, being sounds, I hope you've all had a marvellous day as well, people. Let me know as well, do you like the fact that the previews are now live? Let me know if that's something that you prefer, because I'll definitely keep doing it. Cathal says, did you see Harry Wilson last week? I've been watching Trent's Youth Academy highlights back in 2017, and he was my favourite player since then. Oh, are you talking about Harry Wilson or Trent? I'm assuming you're talking about, like, Harry Wilson. Oh, it's like a two-part thing. I've saw Harry Wilson, but I don't think he should be in the Liverpool squad. Like, I don't think he should come back I'm playing the first team, for example. I'm not going to lie to you. But obviously he's a good player. Absolutely quality player. Oh my God, bro. I love you. I miss these watch-alongs so much. Lindsay, and everyone else in the chat, do you want me to start doing maybe watch-alongs to the Europa League final? Do you want me to start doing neutral games? You've said yes before, but keep pushing it, and I might just deliver, and we'll certainly get that done, mate. Ideal signing says, Dob, my ideal signing of the summer would be a striker. If I could choose, I'd love someone that's realistic as well. I'd love maybe not a Patson Zaka, sorry. I wouldn't mind him as an option, but not the first option. I'd love like an Andre Silva or something along those lines. Like a Lautaro Martinez or something. Nah, that's a bit unrealistic there. Something along those lines though, just a number 9, please. That's what I want. That is what I want. What do we do with Harvey Elliott next season, says Josiah. I'm not, right, so here's the thing with Harvey. I'm happy with him going back out on loan, but I'm just as happy to get him in the team. And say if we're in the Europa League, I'm sound with starting Harvey Elliott in them games. On the ball, Harvey Elliott is a phenomenal footballer, and believe me now, I believe if you have someone, like, yeah, look at Saka this season, and I'm not saying Harvey Elliott is as good as Saka, he needs to prove a lot more, but look at what he's done in the Championship. You know, physically, he can't compete with these men. He's just turned 18. Do you know what I mean? And he's only a small... He's not the big... Like, you know, don't get me wrong. Harvey puts his time in the gym. But he's not fully even developed. So, to see him competing in the league based on his ability alone, that alone is enough for me to see him in our squad as an option. For example, I think he's better than Harry Wilson. I think Harvey Elliott is better right now than Harry Wilson. In fact, even from what I've seen from both of them in a Liverpool shirt, I think Harvey Elliott's looked better. Last season, to say Harvey Elliott didn't take his part and do his bit would be pretty disgraceful. I think Harvey Elliott's done more than his bit, and I think he has a part to play in this squad. But if he does go back out on loan, I'm fine with that as long as we've got the right backup. So say Shaqiri goes, as long as we replace him, I'm alright with Harvey Elliott going back out on loan. But I also think, let's say a Salah or a Mane goes off form, I'd love a young player to be able to take the opportunity, because I think it's a young player that would take the opportunity. So, who knows, man? I think Harvey Elliott can compete in the Premier League. Is Elliott at Blackburn? Yeah, he's out on loan at Blackburn right now. He obviously comes back at the end of the season. Did you see that Chelsea wants Salah? This is something I'm going to talk about more on the Redmond roundup tomorrow. But yes, I saw the links, and it'd be interesting to see whether a Salah would like entertain these type of things, especially with like Chelsea now sort of on the upper trajectory. Would he want to leave Liverpool and go and join the success there? He's been there before. Does he feel like he's got some unfinished business? I don't think he will, but it'll be something to talk about, and I'm going to talk about that on tomorrow morning's Redmond Roundup, and then obviously the watch along will be tomorrow, and on Sunday I might do like another watch along. Do you hear what I'm saying? Oh, and shout out to me brother, man like Stro, my brother. Hit the like button, people, man like Stro. Stro, I need to get you on the channel on one of my next previews, mate. I'm going to have to get you on. Nice one for the super chat, brother. Big up yourself. Salah wouldn't want to go back. I agree. I don't think he would want to go back, but I don't think it's impossible, if that makes sense. But people, I think that'll be a good time to end the stream. Thank you for everyone who's tuned in. Thank you for everyone who supported. And is there anything that I've missed out? Oh yeah, go and download Lebom if you haven't already. Top link in the description. As I've mentioned, I'm going to say a 2-0 win to Liverpool Football Club. Hopefully we can keep the clean sheet. If we do, I believe we can win the game. And yeah, man, let's just hope for the best. Let's hope we can take our chances and finish our dinner. Anyway, people, until next time, until tomorrow, I hope you all have a marvellous day, and I will see you all later. Peace out.